Welcome back to another episode of the Casey Campbell podcast. Casey Campbell with you, of course. We are pleased to be joined by Lawless Alan, the driver of the number 45 Auto Parkit Chevrolet for Niece Motorsports. By the way, that's going to be full time in 2022. How's it going, buddy?
It's going good. Thank you for having me as always.
No problem, man. So, kind of talk about how these last few races have gone. I know Phoenix was not what you wanted it to do, but overall, how do you think you did this year?
I'd say we definitely accomplished what we set out to accomplish. The goal, looking back at the beginning of the year, we were planning on doing one, maybe two truck races and just seeing what was going to happen. And one, maybe two turned into 9. So I'd say it went way better than we expected at the beginning. And yeah, I think the results haven't showed what we've actually, how fast we've been. And I think how well we've done, especially not at Darlington. We were running, even after I got spun, I was running the fastest laps on the racetrack, or within the top 3 fastest laps on the racetrack, but we were 2 laps down, so it didn't matter. And then Bristol, we got murdered every time there was a caution. So and Phoenix definitely didn't go well. You hate breaking that early in a race, but it happens. And I think overall this year went well. We definitely we accomplished what we set out to accomplish, which was just gaining experience, gaining knowledge of the trucks, setups, that kind of thing. So that next year I can hit the ground running.
All right. So you announced last week that you are going full time. I mean, you announced a long time ago that you were going to go full time in the truck series, but you didn't know. But it wasn't out there that you didn't know who you were doing it with. That answer came last Thursday. Of course, Niece Motorsports is where you're going to be at. What kind of sold you with them, and how'd you convince Al Niece and Cody Efod to come on to do this?
Well, they were gracious enough to want me to come to their team. That's the first step. And part of it was just racing with them, gaining familiarity with the guys, the crew chief, just seeing the environment over at Nice, and getting to spend time at the shop, just being around them. It felt like a really good, solid fit. Everybody there, it's like a big old family. So we were approaching it with it's gonna seem like, because I have to move to Charlotte for the just going truck series racing full time, it's gonna be like my family away from my family. So it just seemed right, seemed like a good fit. And Cody and Al were gracious enough to want me a part of the team, and so it just worked out. I'm couldn't be happier with where we ended up, and I'm looking forward to it next year.
Yeah, so kind of talking about that, and knowing about what's going to be. I mean, you're going to have the Niece Motorsports is going to have is a lot younger. Of course, you coming from all the stuff that you did from road course racing and all that, and all the short track stuff that you did. Of course, Carson was there from last year, and then Dean Thompson, from, of course, who ran in ARCA West this year, is coming over there as well. It's going to be, I mean, your guys are kind of around the same age. Does that kind of help? But what's it been like to interact with both Carson and Dean?
Well, Carson, I've interacted with just a little bit this year. He's really funny guy. We get along really well. And he's been really helpful with coming to terms with the trucks, and he's very forthcoming with information and suggestions, which doesn't really seem like a big deal, but there's a lot of drivers out there that'll kind of keep their secrets to themselves despite being teammates. So just having him forthcoming with the information, we get along really well. So I can't wait to work with him next year. And Dean Thompson, I've known for several years. I've run late models against him at Irwindale, so I have a lot more of a history with him. So known him a while. We're friends as well. So I know him a little bit less than I would Carson, because we were at Irwindale. We were on teams that hated each other, so we didn't really interact
Yeah.
too much. But I like these guys. They're around our age, so we have a lot of common. We're going to be learning these things together, so I'm excited for it. It's going to be a unique experience.
Yeah, it definitely is going to be. When you look at the Truck Series schedule for next year, I know that there's a lot of different tracks. There's road courses, there's dirt tracks, there's short tracks, there's mile and a half. There's all kinds of tracks on the schedule. What are you most excited about?
I always love road courses.
What you do?
They're just fun. They're
Yeah.
just really fun. Each one of them is really unique. But I really like, this is unique more to trucks, but I really like the mile to a mile and a half, like just arrow tracks, because you just go so fast all the time and you feel the things leaning on the air, and it's just a really unique experience. So I'd say road courses and the mile to a mile and a half tracks are what I'm looking forward to the most. I just already can't wait to get it started.
I know it's you gotta wait a few more months, but we'll have to see how that goes. So I know the off season is going to be pretty busy for you. I know that you mentioned that you already moved. You're going to move again. We talked about that last time we talked to you. Of course, you live in California for so long. That's where you're from. Moved to South Carolina, and now you're going to move one state over to North Carolina, of course, in the Charlotte area. How exciting is that? And this racing thing going to work out?
I'm really excited for it. It feels like the first step in my adult life, for lack of a better word, where we're moving away from the homestead and going out and just trying to make it happen. So I'm really excited for it. It's gonna be really fun. It's a lot of work, but it's what I love to do. It's what I want to be great at. So I'm perfectly fine putting in the work, moving by myself, doing whatever I have to do to make it happen.
All right. Besides moving, what else are you going to be up
to? We got some simulator time scheduled in December, but I'm going to be running the Las Vegas Legends. It's the Silver State Road Course Championship in Las Vegas.
Nice.
So that's 4 weekends. So I'm going to be running that over the course of December and January. So my off season isn't entirely an off season. Still going to be running, still going to be racing things. So just preparing for next year so that we can run for Rookie of the Year and run for a championship.
All right. Well, Lawless Alan, thank you so much for coming on and talking with us. Congratulations on the full-time deal for 2022, and
thank you.
Excited to see you out there when we get to Daytona in February.
Thank you. Me as well.